Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast, a D&D campaign based on Greek mythology. My name is Todd, and I will be the DM of this adventure. Now the players will say hello themselves.
What's up? It's Dylan. I play Blautz, the Human Ranger.
My name is Brittany, and I'll be playing Lorel, the half-elf paladin.
Hello, I'm Becca, and I'll be playing Mavari, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Hello, I'm James, and I will be playing the Great Sage Tirani.
Hello there. It's me again, Todd. And with me again is Becca.
Hello.
Hi, Becca. How are you today?
I'm existing, so not very good.
Aw. I kind of wanted to touch base a little bit with Phoebe and Mavari, because I think some people are a little confused about the relationship, because I get quite a few questions about that. Some people wonder if she is her deity, if she gives her spells, if she sees Mavari as her equal. What was another one? If there's some secret and Mavari is related to Phoebe, the answer is simply no to everything. They're just really close because Phoebe was attached to Mavari at a younger age. Not in a friendly way, but more of a divine encouragement kind of way. So she's definitely not her god per se. I would say she's closer to a friend than a god. Would you agree with that, Becca?
I feel like from Mavari's point of view, she is very much an outer being and a friend, someone that she could rely on for sure. I mean, she trusts Phoebe out of everyone else in the whole campaign.
Yeah,
Phoebe
so
would be like, do this, and Mari would be like, yeah, no questions, I got it.
yeah, I mean, so Phoebe doesn't see Mavari as a lesser being, or it's not like a mortal versus mortal, divine versus non-divine, or any of that shit like that. So Phoebe, she was released by Mavari, her friend. She was a friend in need, just like anybody else, and Mavari was there for her, and pretty much as far as she's concerned, Mavari was the only person there for her. So as much as it could be the other way around, Phoebe and Mavari are a lot of ways the same in that regard of they have family, but they weren't exactly there. And Phoebe knew all this is coming, but she let it happen because, well, that's her thing. But she knows where Mavari is going. She knows what kind of person Mavari is. And so she is closer to Mavari than probably her own family. She just sides with her family and follows them.
I feel that way for, Mavari, for Phoebe, too. If Mavari had to pick between Phoebe and her family, she'd definitely pick Phoebe.
Yeah, they're like little besties, like best of friends. That's the best way I'd know how to put it. So she's not a cleric.
Well, Phoebe was there for Mavari, her, almost her whole life, guiding her and helping her in most of her times of need. It's not like a strong voice, but imagine, an echo in the back of your mind, guiding you and gently pushing you and knowing the person you want to be, even though it's hard.
And now Phoebe's in a place to actually help you and not just be encouraging. So there's that. I wouldn't say your character is immortal, but having a Titan on your side is pretty helpful. I do think about these things whenever I write stories, like the intros for Chronos or anything like that. And so I did put that in there a few times, that Phoebe was distracted because of what was going on with Mavari at the time. One of them was the Huntress fight. So they were down in the depths, or they were on their way to Free Atlas, which was under the crust of the planet, and they were in this massive heat where Kronos was getting burned and everything like that, and I mentioned that in the description of the story. But Phoebe actually stopped them because she felt Mavari getting hurt, and then so she stopped Kronos and God, I just forgot his name. Shit. The Titan of Heavenly Light. His name is
Hyperion?
Thank you. Yeah, she stopped Hyperion and Kronos, and she basically begged Kronos to send Hyperion up there. But I think Kronos knew that either way, like, Phoebe wasn't going any further without making sure you were okay. So, like, in that story, I had her stop them, and Kronos sent Hyperion up there. He didn't go himself, but he sent Hyperion, because Hyperion is as fast as light, which
That
is
makes
pretty quick.
sense.
Yeah. There was another story where y'all were somewhere. I don't remember. Y'all were doing something, and Phoebe was there, and she actually just kind of like stayed back and closed her eyes and like meditated while Kronos was doing something else. And that was because Mavari was in a place where she was getting hurt, and I've adjusted a few DCs based on what you've said. Like, if you'll say, I don't know, like, hey, Phoebe, or if you mention her name and then you do something, and it's something that Phoebe could help you with, then a lot of times that I will adjust the DC a little bit. I love flavor. I love roleplay, stuff like that. So when people do stuff, like, I don't want it to be like, hey, good character development, high five yourself, let's move on. I want to be like, you know what? That was awesome. Let's reward it. And just like I've told you about tally marks that I do with people's alignment, I do that with other things too. So pretty much everything people do has some kind of effect, and that's the purpose of it. And that's super fun. And I enjoy doing that with Mavari and Phoebe because I feel like they're really close together.
Mm-hmm.
Like sisters or best friends or BFFs or however you want to look at it. So Mavari is magical in her own right. Mavari is awesome in her own right. She doesn't need Phoebe, and Phoebe doesn't need Mavari. But I feel like they at the same time do need each other in kind of a support way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Mavari would not be as friendly to the rest of the party. I mean, she's not super friendly, but I feel like
She's baking them cookies all the time. What are you talking about?
I think now that they've had more interactions with Phoebe, and Phoebe has had moments with the party, I think Mavari will be like, okay, well, maybe you guys aren't so bad if Phoebe is giving you guys a chance. So maybe I should not be so bad.
Yeah, and I mean, so I recently reflected that in the way Phoebe treated the party. She kind of, I don't want to use the word disregarded, but she stopped to talk to Aldora, Macy's character, because she feels that Aldora was misled. But other than that, she almost completely disregarded the whole party and just went straight for Mavari.
Which is fair, they've known each other a very long time.
Yeah. And so sometimes I'll try to give NPCs personality traits, and one of the ones that Phoebe has is that she can see all these different realities, all these different possibilities, blah blah, like a fifth dimensional creature type thing. And so I try to imagine what it would be like to be alive essentially forever and see all these different realities, know that you're going to have a best friend, who they're going to be, and at what point would you start missing that person or wanting to be around that person, or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whenever you are away for like days from each other, it's like, I don't know, before she actually met you, she was friends with you like 100 years ago, because in her mind you were already there. Like, does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to a bit of crazy talk, but that's how I try to think of it sometimes with her. But unlike her, I'm not a fifth dimensional being who is ageless, so I can only imagine.
Fair. That's fair.
And Mavari is essentially a demigod now. Phoebe has infused Mavari with her own power a little bit. and that may or may not develop into something more later.
Scary.
We'll have to see where it goes. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, give a good segue.
Speaking of seeing where things go,
Hello, my name is Dylan, and you are listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast.
You believe she's speaking Undercommon?
Oh,
That
Blautz just frowns. Little
I've
drow
heard this
language.
somewhere. Yeah, I've heard this language somewhere.
Seltra can speak it.
Yeah, then that
Yes,
kinda
it doesn't
explains
help
it.
us now, does it?
No, it doesn't, which means your time is short. And I look at her and I squeeze her throat even tighter as drool starts to pool around my mouth.
I don't
Let's
think
see.
she understands what you are saying, Lorel.
She's
Sure
about to
of
understand
it.
what I'm going to do to her.
Where the fuck is it?
That sounds a lot worse. But at the same time, I don't really care. She speak evil tongue.
Not evil, is it?
Well, from where I'm from, the drow try to eat people, so Seltra is a welcome surprise for a drow.
Hold on a second, let me look something up. And I start flipping through my spellbook.
She's not going anywhere.
Yes, she struggles against you. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Alrighty.
She got a 9. I don't know if you can beat that.
That's a roll. I do roll a natural one. I'd still beat it.
isn't that your modifier?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. 12.
Alright. She struggles fruitlessly.
Mavari's gonna go over to her and look her over and see that she's got like demonic features.
Yeah, she looks very demonic. Yeah, so I dropped a picture of her in chat, but yeah, you can see she has pupils just like Mavari. Or, I'm sorry, eyes just like Mavari. They are white, no pupils. She has long ears that go off to the side. So she has drow features, now that you're kind of looking at her and thinking about Seltra. But she's also very demonic looking with the horns and the wings. And the sinister
Mavari
black.
will speak Infernal to see if she understands.
She does not.
Maybe try the demon language. Maybe she'll pick up one.
Where is my... Okay, sorry, my mic went... It just kind of went dead for a second.
welcome back.
I will speak in Abyssal. Can you understand me?
She shoots a glare at you. She says, "You do not deserve to speak the language."
Bingo!
This wicked grin is gonna come across my face. Oh, fantastic. We can understand one another. I'm gonna slam her into the ground.
Ow.
And I'm gonna press down, like, on her chest. I'm gonna say, where is Seltra?
Who is Seltra?
The drow. The one
How
that
do
was in the
you
cart.
matter?
Where is he?
Safe from you.
That's not possible.
The better question is, why is Seltra?
Shut up, Blautz.
No, Blautz,
doesn't
that was a
have
fantastic question.
He does not actually understand what's going on, so that was not real.
Okay,
We saw
okay.
the magical darkness cast, and then Seltra when it was. So the magical darkness was cast, and then once it went away, Seltra was gone.
Yes.
Okay. We need to find out who cast that spell and if it was her.
Did you cast that spell?
She looks at you kind of blankly. I have cast a lot of spells this day.
The one that took Seltra... Do you not understand the situation that you're in right now?
I have saved a drow from your grasps.
So it was you.
Yeah.
Where did you send him?
To a safer place with his own kind.
I don't
Oh, that's
like it
the
when
problem.
people are vague. Let's see. What can I do to really get my point across?
Oh, by the way,
Can
how's Tyr looking really quickly?
Can I break a rib?
Yeah.
very attentively listening.
You're strong enough that you could grab her around the waist and just press with your thumbs inward until you just feel it under your pressure.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's what I do.
All right. So
I put the pressure on, and I say, where specifically?
It is a drow city. You would not make it there. You would die. There is no point in trying to recapture him.
You're not answering my question. And I break another one. Where?
She, clenches her teeth, kind of bracing the pain, and she looks you in the eyes. Away from you.
Alright, let's get this across. He's a friend of ours. He's not a slave or a, anything else. He's a friend of ours, and we really, really want to massacre you for having attacked us. Where is our friend before dying gets much worse?
She looks over at him, acknowledging Tyr talked, but then she looks up at you, Lorel, she didn't know what he said.
Answer the fucking question.
What question?
I spoke in Abyssal like she was, that she understood.
Do you speak Abyssal?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
It was mentioned earlier.
Sorry. She doesn't answer you. You're a small little man who's very bloodied and pretty jacked up, so she's just kind of like... Pff. And you're male. Which you don't understand their culture, but...
No.
It's a thing.
And Seltra hasn't exactly alluded to that too much about talking about his people much.
So Tyr is wounded, because that's what Blautz was actually trying to inquire.
Oh, yes, he is very wounded, but...
Okay.
It's like, wait, I do need healing.
Yeah.
Just walk up in a firm pat on Tyr's back, which is a lot harder than it should be, so you kind of stumble. But you're gonna get a free draconic healing, which is just to cure wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I'll take whatever I can get, for the most part.
So let me just double check the dice on it. 1d8 plus spellcasting. Okay, so 1d8 plus 3. Max health, 11 hit points.
Kick ass, only down 20.
Alright, cool. I will... Oh, good lord. Gonna press further down on her, and I said, don't ignore him. He's right. He's a very, very good friend of ours. And a very good friend of mine. Now talk. Where is he?
Make an intimidation check.
I think she might have that down.
With
Like I
advantage.
said, I'm always afraid of my rolls, because I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, no, I can totally make it. Did it? Natural one? Alright. I said I was terrified of, just really just eating it, when I threw myself off that cliff.
Yeah. Sounds like you did back
there
then.
You go. A natural one for a 9. I want to roll it again. It's 10.
She looks up at you, bloodied, very wounded, very close to death, and you see her she closes her eyes and just lays there.
Fucking die.
What's your passive perception?
11.
Alright. She's just laying there, not doing anything.
She's even a bad date.
Alright, fine. Don't talk. And then I go to bite her head off.
Oh, alright. Sure.
Nice.
Advantage,
Spells.
badass, you bite her head off.
Hold, don't.
So
hold
after
on.
she dies,
Hold on. Oh, damn it.
you see... you don't have a truth spell, it's fine. After she dies,
I
you
was gonna
see
use suggestion.
her hand or her horns kind of sink back into her head. Her wings kind of sink back into her, and you see she is now just a female drow, like Seltra, but taller. It would seem that somebody around here is using drow magic to, I don't know, if you were to infuse demons into a drow or something like that.
When you say somewhere around here, you mean close by?
Somewhere in the world.
Oh.
Thank you, Dylan. You get it.
So
Did
why
you
does they
Sorry, go ahead.
why did they take the small man?
She said to keep him safe from us.
Probably because he's drow.
Blautz will think for a second.
Assumed.
Wait, why would they take? Okay, never mind. He just stops what he was saying and just walks back to the cart. People be dead in there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 corpses inside the cart, and as you get to the back of it, you can see Born just on his knees in the grass, sobbing. And you can see he's gripping the ground, the grass, kind of just holding onto it like he's going to fall off the earth or something.
Everyone else can do what they're doing for a minute, so.
And it is evening time. It's around probably 6 p.m. But, I mean, overall, you've had 3 NPCs die and Celtra went missing, so it's a decent day.
Not one of my better ones.
While they're dealing with the corpses in the cart, I'm assuming Mavari is going to look over the demon.
All right. You can see by now she's reverted almost fully to a female drow. So it's a little bit like dissecting Celtra, but what do you want to gain?
I want to see if there's any like leftover demon energy or blood, if that's what it was.
All right. Go ahead and do a survival check. I mean, you definitely can collect her blood easily.
Survival or medicine?
Do medicine.
Okay. I'm better at medicine than survival.
No, I'm sorry. I haven't looked at your character sheet in a while.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1, so 8.
Well, you got her blood. Oh, spilled a little. But while you were spilling it and cutting her open, you see she does seem to have a large mark on her, starting at about her belly button, going up to about her mid-chest.
Does it look like almost like a rune, or?
Maybe it's some kind of symbol. It's it looks like a picture that won't load. Okay, so it looks like some kind of golden circle with another circle inside of it, and like weaving in it. And in the very center, there's like the body of a spider that almost looks a bit humanoid. It's got like a humanoid face. But it has 8 legs, and some kind of red, like, gem or something like that in its chest.
Got it. Does she have anything on her person?
That's a good question. She has a dagger.
Is it like just a typical dagger?
Yeah, and she has studded leather armor.
I'll take the dagger. I don't really know if anybody needs armor.
Let me cast detect magic on some of that.
Are you using a spell slot?
Yep.
All right. You detect no magic.
There's a shot.
Doesn't hurt just to have a dagger.
Better than to be cursed.
It's true.
True. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the body and take her dagger, but she can keep her armor. I don't need it.
All right. So you do not ship her naked.
No, that's just weird.
Just gotta remove the dead bodies from the cart.
I'm going to I'm gonna go up to Thorin.
Yeah. As you go up to Born, he starts trying to talk to you, but also kind of yelling at you. And he's yelling things like, he can't touch them, he can't move them, and they need to be left alone, they need to be buried, he needs to leave them alone. He's just like, Mom. He just starts crying again, like this wailing crying.
I'm still in my werewolf form. I haven't changed.
That's
back.
nice.
Yeah. I lean down and I get like sort of down on the ground with him, and I scoop him up into my lap and I just hold him close and I just let him cry. Yeah, I don't know.
No, he's seen you take a lot of hits, so he does like, I don't want to say he beats against you, but he does like his, he balls up his fist and slams like the bottom of his hand against like your chest or your arms, where there is a lot of muscle, and he knows it wouldn't really hurt you. And he's got his face like buried in your shoulder, and he's a lot smaller than you. He's just crying into you, and he's like, they need to be buried. He needs to leave them alone. You need to bring them back. You're magical. Okay. You have a closeness to a god. Bring them back.
Oh, I can't do that. I can bury them, and I can give them their rights. but just because I serve a god doesn't mean that I am one.
What about the other one? He like looks up at you, and you can see his eyes are red and watery, and just his face is really just kind of fucked up looking. But he's like, "What about the purple one with the broken horn? She's friends with gods. Get them. Tell her. Bring them back. Bring my mom back."
I glance over at Mavari.
I can't. The bodies are too far gone for my magic.
He doesn't really understand that, so he just starts crying, and he's like, "No, my mom, she's all I have. I'm all she has."
I know. I'm sorry. I hold him close and I let him cry.
Yeah, he could be doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to look over to Blautz and Tyr, and I'm just going to say, start digging graves, please.
Yep.
That's what I was going to do.
Thank you.
We don't leave dead bodies to rot in places that they shouldn't be rotting.
Hey. Just
A little
What?
more decorum.
dig the
a hair.
graves.
She just looks over. What? I'm saying we're going to do the fucking burial. What?
Yes, exactly, but we don't. Hey, I sort of gesture down to the crying child in my lap, like just
Come on,
read the
Blab.
room. Read the
Come
room.
on, Blab.
We'll take the graves.
He scoffs like, I feel like I'm being insulted.
Mavari's also gonna cast Cure Wounds onto Geniel, because I know he took a good beating.
Oh, poor Dragon Boy is certainly hurting.
Yeah, let's just give it another second level.
You got this.
17 points of healing.
That's almost what he actually had as his hit points. You were one away.
Nice.
Just digging graves. Question. Jasmine, his mother, she still has the sword. The short sword, right?
Yes. It is magical, so it is not charred or anything. It is just kind of on her burnt corpse and clothes.
He's going to pick it up, and he's going to keep it on his side for now, but after Boren's done weeping, he'll approach Boren for it, with it.
Okay, so you loot his dead mother. Gotcha. I'm kidding. I know.
Just the sword. I mean, I'm the one who gave her the sword in the first place, so.
Yeah.
Doesn't she have a freaking anchor?
She still
Yeah,
has
but
it.
anchors get stuck places.
The rope is burnt on it, so you don't think it would be as good. But you can see she has the anchor tied to kind of behind her, and so she could use the sword for the majority of things that she didn't get to do.
Oh, woman, good lord. Why is with an anchor? It's so badass. Alright. Oh, okay. So, I guess after they're done, I will put Lauren down. And then, start moving the bodies and putting them in the grave.
Yeah, he just kind of sits there rocking in the grass, just on his butt. He's just rocking and crying still.
Alright. Put him down there. Fill the holes. Sort of pondering. I'm going to... There's no way that kid could pick up that anchor. How big of an anchor are we talking?
It wasn't too big. It's, if you were to guesstimate its weight, you would say probably around 40 pounds.
Bad. Not as bad as I thought.
He'll grow into it.
Impractical, though, for a kid.
He'll grow.
But hey, practical for some really badass anime nonsense. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Yeah, no. I'll take the anchor and I'll put it in the cart.
Alright.
And then I'll sit down, close my eyes, bow my head, and I'll just start silently praying over all of these graves.
Alright.
And then when I'm done, I'll get up, I'll go to Boren, and I'm going to get down on his level as a freaking 11-foot tall werewolf, and I'm going to tell him, Thorin.
Kind of looks up at you, sniffling a little bit. His eyes still red. Yeah.
This is going to be hard, but we have to go.
Why didn't your god save them? Your god brought you to us and saved us from a scary place, and you were able to kill things. But as soon as you saved us, right after that, they all died. Why?
I can't. I don't know the will of the gods, my dear. I simply don't. But if there's one thing that I have learned, is that you have to keep moving. You have to keep serving, because they will be with you. And what I've learned very recently is that sometimes it's just not fair. But we're only mortals. It's not our choice to decide.
He kind of sniffles a little bit and like wipes his nose. And is my mother with Torm?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Can we go see her?
There are other gods here. And if I can be perfectly honest, given a friend that I've lost very recently, I'm not entirely sure how it works anymore. But I'm sure she's someplace nice, someplace safe.
You're not from here, right? Y'all said you're from a different world or something?
I can't go back there, though.
We need to get to her. I want to find her. I want to find my mom.
Get a very worried look on my face. Get a very worried look on my face. Follow me and we'll see. And I hold out my hand.
He kind of takes like a deep breath and sniffles and then straightens up and takes your hand.
I rub him on his back. It'll get better. Not easier, but it'll get better.
Y'all make it look easy.
Oh, it's not. It's not at all. And then I'm going to sort of roll my neck as I'm going to change back into my half-elf form. Have Bourne get in the cart.
He gets in and just sits down, stays quiet.
And then I sit down and rub my hands, over my face. Well, we have to find Seltra. Again. And we have to find a way to steer Teddy. If I recall, he had LFD and Randall.
LFD is actually still there. He's standing parallel to the cart, but standing still. As soon as the cart stopped moving, he stopped moving.
Going to walk up to LFD. And I'm gonna be like, LFD, are you working? Tap him a little bit on the little glass portion of his eye.
He seems non-responsive.
Alright.
Tier.
Yo!
If you would like to make an Arcana check on the bear with the wagon to try to figure out a way to get it moving, I'm gonna be honest, you're probably the best bet. Otherwise, Ginyel can just pull all of it.
Alright, I need to do a con check, you said?
Arcana.
Ah, okay, I was like, a con check.
Yes.
This probably ain't gonna go well.
Yeah, if it's a con check, he'd be telling either Blautz or Lorel to do it.
That's fair. What is Blautz's con?
I don't know who has a higher con.
27.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jesus.
Nat 20.
So you're looking at it.
Oh, talked about this.
Yeah, Seltra has talked to you about the different types of magic that he has from his world. And so you take what he's told you, and you're kind of looking at it, and you're like, wow, this is pretty ingenious. You see, from an arcane standpoint, you're like, there's a lot of flaws here. But at the same time, from a technological standpoint, like a clockwork type standpoint, what you're used to, this is also very smart. So you're not sure you like it, but you know how to get it to go. You're not sure there's a lot of commands you could give it, but you can get it moving.
I think I got this. You ready?
Everybody in the cart?
Blautz usually isn't. He's usually hanging out with
I'm gonna sit on top of
Ginyel.
the cart to keep an eye out with Blautz.
Why don't how far do y'all want to go? Because it is evening time. So if y'all want,
Oh,
this might be a decent little sleeping point.
This might be a good spot to just crack down.
We could use the funny stick.
That's probably an excellent choice.
To go to the
and we
party
have
house?
less people.
We can go to the party house.
It's fine with me.
All right, let's go to the party
Yeah, we
house.
should-
I'm
We should go
saving
outside.
that to be able to move in the morning.
Okay. Boren,
He just looks at you.
we're going someplace
Safe.
different. You're coming with us. Please don't freak out.
He kind of looks at the spot where his mother died and just looks back at you.
Fair. Who has it? Who has the stick?
Mavari
That's-
always has it. It's her item.
Okay. Can you take us to the funhouse?
She just lends it.
Yeah.
I give it to Lorel to take.
I know what the funhouse looks like, and then I'm going to give a little flourish with my fingers, and we are going to be whisked away to the funhouse. How it was before, but there will be a special room for Boren right across from Lorel's room.
What does that room look like?
It is a nice
Greek.
No. What's that even mean? No,
It's covered in Greek yogurt. That's what it means.
Shit.
Sounds awful. It's disgusting. It's a nice luxurious room with a let's give him a king size bed. And it will have the portraits of his family
Oh.
on the wall.
All right.
And I will tell him, I will introduce him to the dog-headed staff of the house, and I'll tell him, these are the servants here. Whatever you want, they will provide for you. If you want to talk, and I'll gesture to my room, like this will be my room. I'm going to be just around. All right, call for me or let the servants know. They know how to find me.
He quietly says, "Can the servants look like other people?"
I'm not sure if I can change them on the fly. Maybe next time. But yes, they can.
I have some things I never said to my mother. I should have.
Well, I don't think I can change them now, but why don't you write them down and save them for later, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
You don't have to be kind to me. I appreciate it.
I'm trying.
My mother liked you despite hating everybody.
Did she really?
Well, probably.
Pretty much.
As much as she liked anybody.
You don't have to lie to be bored.
He just kind of shrugs as he looks down at the ground or floor.
Alright. Go on, off with you. There's a bath in there too.
Wait. Don't send him off just yet.
What?
Oh shit.
Blautz is
that?
going to come to the child. He's going to approach child.
He looks 2 feet straight up at you as you approach. And I imagine that Blautz has like a determined look on his face, so the boy's like scared because Blautz is very blunt with things.
Yeah.
Like a battle hammer.
And he has the short sword he gifted Boren's mom.
Oof.
And he's going to pull it once again off his belt that he temporarily attached it to. And he's going to lower to one knee and offer the short sword to the child. I gifted this to your mother to protect you. She is no longer with us, but she would want you to have something to protect yourself with.
He looks at it, and he looks at you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna dedicate myself to the god. I don't need a weapon for that. I want to believe like Lorel does.
He just stops, blinks twice. She
I-
uses a sword too, you know.
Yeah, if you want to be a paladin, you need a weapon.
I don't want to be a paladin.
Oh?
I can't take your life. It hurts too much.
Then what do you want to be?
With my mom.
I get really nervous. And I'm like, you know what? I'll hang around you for a little bit, okay?
It's alright, you go ahead.
Hmm.
Let's just thinks for a second. I could expedite that, but it's probably not in the way anybody would want me to.
Blautz.
What? I'm just saying the truth.
Blautz. Come now.
Fine. He will just restrap the sword to his belt, and he has his short sword again. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, take a walk.
I'm kind of tired. I'd rather go to bed.
Well, can I show you something then? Before you go to bed.
Okay.
Can take him outside. And
Beat him with a whip.
the party... Huh?
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, we'll take him outside. And the outside of the party house, because I combined all of, like, the worlds that we were taken to beforehand. So it's the mountains for Karis, and the, just the endless stars and the reflective lake. So it's really, really pretty, and it's nighttime. And the moon is full. And then I'm going to sit him down, and I'm going to say, Oren, I don't generally tell a lot of people about myself, because the past hurts. I also lost my mom and my dad on the same day. I was taken in by a very kind woman who did her best. And at the time, I thought it was an adoption, but the more I kind of think about it, I feel like I might have been sold. But even though I lost my parents to something that was completely out of my control, and even though I was technically sold away, even though it was with the best of intentions, if those things hadn't exactly happened, I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, that's not to say that, those bad things, should have happened in order for... No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that bad things happen, but sometimes good things can come out of them. It's rough, Boren. It's hard. And I'll never say it's going to be easy or it's going to be good, but I know that my parents, and I know that my caretaker, and I know that my friends and my family who aren't with me anymore, they want me to keep going. And I know that your mom is going to want you to keep going too, Warren. You'll get to her someday, you will. But I think she's going to want you to keep moving forward, my dear. She's in a place where you can't follow right now.
How did your parents die?
They got sick. There was a plague. There were a lot of orphans. I wasn't the only one. I watched them be put on a cart, carried off. I didn't even have the luxury of having any formal goodbyes.
I'm sorry.
It's long gone now. It never goes away. You'll be sad, but it'll get, like I said, easier is a messy term. You're still going to feel these emotions. It'll just feel a little more distant. Now, I ask you, will you keep going, Boren?
He looks down, he looks up at the stars, looks at the moon, kind of plays with the grass a little bit in his fingers. And then after a minute or two, he looks up at you. I'll be strong like you. Maybe not turn into a big monstrous creature, though.
Oh no, that's a whole nother story, my dear.
I have time.
That one's a little fresh. I don't want you to think so poorly of me after this.
I saw you jump off a mountain and grab a woman by the throat, bring her to the ground, and then rip her head off.
Oh, you were watching that. I thought that you were...
I was grieving, yes, but that was loud, and I could hear your roars, and that was a little scarring, but it's okay.
Okay, you took that very well then. That was very good.
Well,
that
that
was very brave of you.
I
Your
just...
trauma capabilities is great, young child. You should be a warrior.
I know, right?
I plan to look into therapy after all this. A lot of
Probably
it.
a good idea.
This kid's going through some shit. But yeah, no, it'll, like I said, good things might happen out of this. But your mom, she's gonna want you to keep going, my dear. I promise you she will.
Can I ask
Now,
you?
will you take the sword from Blautz?
Oh, yeah. I'll do that.
You promise?
Yes.
You can't lie, you know. Once you sworn yourself to Torm, you cannot lie.
Okay.
Insight check.
He's lying. Can I ask you one more question before, I go back inside?
Ask me anything you want.
Your friend that can heal?
Mm-hmm.
Can we make her bring my mother back?
It doesn't really... She wasn't lying to you.
How do you know? I've seen her. She heals wounds. She makes people feel better. She could have helped, but she didn't.
Curing wounds and bringing a soul back are two completely different things.
I don't believe her. She looks like the devils. She looks like the demons. She probably is one.
You know, for a small time, I thought the same thing. But she's not. She's curmudgeonly. A bit of a sourpuss. And it seems like she's crueler than she wants to be. But I know that she wouldn't have kept this from you if she could have done something.
He kind of just looks at you, kind of this deadpan stare. Okay. I'm gonna go inside now. Thank you.
Okay. If you're going to be my squire, you're going to have to get used to them.
Yes. He just gets up and goes inside.
Face twitches a little bit. I'm like, I don't know about that one. Alright. I get up and I follow him to his room.
Is Lorel still a giant werewolf?
No.
Nah, I turned back
Okay.
a while ago. And then I'm going to grab a servant. And I'm going to tell it, keep an eye on him. Don't leave him alone, please. Even if he tells you to go away.
He just nods.
He
Sniffs your butt as it walks by.
smack him on the nose. Stop it. Alright, go to my room to finally take a shower. Or a bath. I don't know how this
You
place
hear
works. It doesn't
knocking at
matter.
your door.
Alrighty.
Blautz would like to find Lorel before she goes and does that.
You're like, I finally get to take a shower or bath or whatever, and then he hears, Lorel!
I'm like,
Lorel!
yes,
Lorel!
Blautz. Yes.
He just walks very abruptly. His usual gait of he gets way too close to talk to people. Hey, you.
Yes.
While back to the island, I said that we could spa. Ja?
Uh-oh.
Now?
Dead face,
But-
Ja.
I'm very tired. I jumped off a cliff today, Blautz. I'm not exactly in the sparring mood, and I have to worry about a gesture towards Borins, or have to worry about this one.
I'm just
Making
trying
sure
to remind
that-
you.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, no, trust me, I definitely, we will do that.
I almost forgot,
not
so
right
I
now.
was trying to remind you. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, no. Okay,
Just leaves.
Okay, good night. Ugh.
Danielle's still in the hallway, just.
Yes? Danielle?
And then scanters off after.
Okay, alright.
After a moment. These two are weird.
Close the door, they are. Close the door.
I have to remind
Ugh.
everyone they are weird. I feel like they've become too normal.
Oh, brother, there's no need to remind us.
It's very accurate. Tyr, Mavari, is there anything I would do before you go to bed?
Oh, I need them back.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna practice your spelling. Okay, I'm sorry.
In certain languages.
All right, Mavari.
Mavari will be in the kitchen. She's making herself a little snack before bed.
Are you...
Because
Are you-
she's still not sure about the servants. Just deep-rooted fear, so she's just gonna make herself something to eat.
Dog-headed people?
Listen, sometimes it just takes a little while.
It's true.
Fair.
But yeah. Oh, she's gonna, after that, she's gonna go find Blautz.
He's not hard to find.
I'm sure he's being loud some room.
Just, you find him very, very quickly. He is currently in probably the closest thing to a courtyard. And he's just doing his usual nightly routine of making sure every single thing he has is as sharp as can be, with a bucket of meat near him.
Right. Mavari will approach, and she's got this little bowl in her hand, and she'll put it near the bucket of meat, and it's got a bunch of berries. You should probably eat something other than just meat.
That? Just shink! The meat's mostly for Geniel. He's a dragon after all.
True. Berries.
What is that?
Berries. I know that you had a weird obsession with them on the islands.
Oh.
I don't know if it's the same berries, but it's what I found.
Blink. Is it poisoned?
It does look like there's something on them. But no, it's just sugar. They were kind of bitter.
Why are you... This is weird. Are you feeling alright?
No,
What?
it's more of a thank you.
Huh?
On Lady Phoebe's behalf, you have done nothing but help us, help the Titans, even though you don't have to. It's not much, but it's all I can do.
This is the first time that you've been, like, genuinely nice to me. I don't know if I trust it.
That's fine. You can eat them or not, but I am leaving, and she awkwardly leaves, because she doesn't know how to interact with people all that much very well.
Blink. Okay, goodbye, then.
Yeah, she'll go to bed after that.
All right.
Are the berries poisoned?
Probably.
No, they're not poisoned.
Okay.
They just have sugar on them.
Because he can be resistant to poison. Well, I guess after his nightly routine, he'll eventually go to bed. Meat and berries both gone.
All right. So you guys all go to sleep, get a long rest. Tyr practices his spelling, but gets no spells back. Otherwise, you guys are good to go. I'm just kidding. Yep. You'll wake up and start the next day. And what do y'all want to do? I mean, do you want to continue to Delphi, or do you want to try to find a drow city that you know nothing about? Don't let how I said it influence your decision.
Is Boren okay? How is he doing?
He's very quiet. Actually, make an insight check.
20.
All right. He is quiet, but he seems to have a strangely determined look on his face. And he did go to Blautz that morning and get the short sword from him. So he has it, but he's not touching it, not looking at it. He just has it. And when he gets around Mavari, he does, I'm not going to say glare at her, but he looks at her with stern eyes and disapproving eyes.
Okay.
Sometimes that's the best you can do.
Yeah. I wonder if this
Well,
is Rainer felt.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a while. I think would probably be best served heading to Delphi. And the next chance we get to speak to the deities, we might be able to get a direction on Sultra. I
But-
don't have anything better than that.
You don't have anything better than that?
Not currently.
But Seltra.
And charging off into the middle of nowhere where we know not where he is, or which city, or where the city is, isn't going to help us much.
I can't just leave him. He's my best friend.
Rail.
Hmm?
Again, we don't know where to look for him.
As much as I want to find Seltra, I agree with Tyr. We don't even know where to begin.
Well,
We
we
should
are
head
heading
to
to...
Delphi.
Ja, we're going to the place that you guys wanted to go, Ja.
Hmm.
Maybe the dragon that you guys mentioned could help.
She is an oracle, isn't she?
Delphine? I'm not sure.
Uh,
She is very old, so she may know something.
yeah, the Oracle's dead.
Oh.
Tyr actually probably doesn't know anything about that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. That's why I was like, she was an oracle, right? Because Delphi's known for oracles. We've talked something about that before, but no.
No. Okay, all right. Well, we'll see if Delphine knows anything.
Well, other than the only holy class here that I'm aware of is Lorel here. She could speak to her deity, but I wouldn't have the greatest of chance of hearing from him, from what I understand.
I sort of side eye Vorin, and I look at you, Tyr, and I sort of walk over to you and just sort of whisper in your ear. I said, I'm not entirely sure if I can either.
At that moment, you see Borin sinking the short sword in the back of Mavari.
What?
I'm kidding! But wouldn't that be fun?
Mavari would have killed him.
I would expect a defense roll. He's not that sneaky.
Yeah, no, but no, I do tell Tyr, like, I'm not entirely certain if I can.
Yeah, they answer when they... Yeah, that's not something I can understand, especially a completely different entity from another world. I don't even fucking know.
Well, no, I mean, like, that's what I mean. I was told by Kronos.
Yeah?
I'm kind of cut off.
Oh. Well then, yeah, the best chance would be proceeding on our mission and then asking a favor when we speak to them next.
Yeah.
There should be
cut out for this?
Phoebe off.
I don't
Ja.
know if I'm cut out for this.
It's a little late.
Yeah.
Well, you have literally become a giant monster.
Damn.
I think you're more cut out for this than anyone else.
Aw. Thanks.
I'm not sure if that was...
I don't know
Positive or
either, but
negative?
I need some sort of reassurance. I'll take it.
And if someone says that you're not cut out, you can just cut out their tongue. So,
Well,
probably the rest of their body knowing how strong you are. It's scary.
I mean, it's.
Personally, I find it reassuring.
Oh, really?
Bitch pot.
Yeah, actually.
You guys are great. Oh,
As long as it's not an illegitimate full moon.
yeah, we're gonna figure out what happens during then. I don't know if anything's changed.
Yeah, that's a little more scary now on that one or two nights.
She killing somebody.
I'm sure it'll be. We'll figure it out. Until
Oh, by the
then,
way, have some breakfast.
yes. I definitely had the dogs prepare like just a protein feast. Eggs, bacon, ham, venison, with toast, with jam, all kinds of meats. But yeah, I guess to answer a very long way to get to a DM. Yeah, we'll head to Delphi.
All right, we got there eventually.
We did.
Eventually.
Let's see here. Blautz, Lorel, then Mavari, Tyr. As the morning starts and you guys start on your way, getting through this mountain pass, maybe a little wary of the environment around you, would you please roll a D100?
89.
All right, fine. You guys are safe. Let's see here. It is afternoon. Which one of you guys want to roll a D100?
I've been rolling like garbage. I shouldn't do it.
We could just keep going in alphabetical.
All right. Blautz. Dylan. D100, please.
I want to point out that every time I roll, something bad
I know,
happens.
it's great.
Yes. And it's going to be a 64.
Just above even the minorest of things. So, great morning, great afternoon. The sun is up. It is a new day. I don't know if you guys would really be talking about anything. It was kind of a dreary evening. People died, several went missing, and there's still the smell of burnt flesh in this thing. Like, even with the windows, or I'm sorry, you don't have windows that can be down. Even with open windows and the wind blowing through, it would take a while for that smell to really dissipate. So, I mean, Blautz is on the outside with Ginyao, so he's probably just looking around having a grand old time. But I can imagine that inside the cart is kind of a little bit depressing. But, Lorel, Brittany? Do you want to roll evening time?
Oh, Lord. All right, here we go.
Come on, D100. Yeah.
Come on. 91, look at that.
All right. So you guys have a perfectly safe day. You are one day away from Delphi itself. Have a good, safe day. Second day, go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. Everything seems fine. Next morning, Mavari / Becca. What's gonna attack the group?
You got this. Come on, you got this.
Something bad. Oh, 93.
High rolls today, Jesus.
Well, they matter.
Well, that's nice. Okay, so you guys have a great morning, great breakfast. Sun is shining and the grass is green. Everybody's safe. Yahoo. Dylan / Blautz. Afternoon time. Let's roll it. D100. This is your last
Oh boy,
day
here we go
on the road.
again.
55.
55.
Shame. Okay. So, I mean, it starts getting a bit cloudy. And you guys actually come across like a small town of some sort. You don't see any people, but you can see the ruins of it. You're rolling through kind of the middle of it, and there are guard towers. You can see some like just little flashes of where newspapers were. You can see there's a tavern that's busted open, a whole wall missing, a blacksmith where it looks like somebody probably worked, but again, walls busted open. You can see all kinds of different buildings rolling through here. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. Evening time.
Then me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
Lorel / Brittany. Evening time. This is your last night before getting to Delphi.
Wasn't entirely certain. 70.
All right. So you guys have a perfectly good second day.
Oh, DM?
Yes, ma'am.
While we are in the midst of traveling, I'm gonna start teaching Boren some combat.
All right. And what are you going to teach him?
We're gonna teach him about safety first. We're gonna teach him about sword safety, how to hold it. We're going to talk about like some common stances that you want to get in, and then we're gonna be working on defense before we're working on attack.
All right.
And we're gonna be doing it with a stick and not a real sword.
Oh, damn. All right. Make a performance check to just kind of like see how you show him defensive stances. Okay. This is just for funsies.
Okay, all right. Trying to channel her inner Rainer. 14.
Okay. So he looks like he's starting to grasp it. He's looking at you and trying to mirror or mimic exactly what you're doing. Your foot stances, your grips, the way you're holding it and everything.
Okay, as long as he looks like he's understanding the material. I've never really taught anyone before, so I'm kind of fresh and new, hoping he's actually getting anything out of this.
Yeah, he asks you, why don't the other two use swords? I've seen the bluish guy with the dragon creature. I don't know if I know what a dragon is, but just in case I do. But the purple one with the broken horn and that small
Mavari.
man.
Her name is
Mavari.
And then Tyr isn't. He's not that small.
Okay.
He's taller than Blautz.
He's very petite. How come they don't use swords?
Oh, because everyone has a different way of fighting. Some people can just cast magic. Some people prefer to use more ranged weapons like bows or crossbows. Some people prefer the sword, and I have seen people just use their fists.
But how does a person like that defend themselves against a sword? They don't have a shield or anything.
You should see my sister when she's kicking ass.
Oh, I didn't know you had a sister, Blouse.
I have 2 siblings.
Oh, do they use magic?
My brother's much like Mavari. I think he's probably more powerful, though.
Oh. Yeah, see, it's it all kind of balances itself out. Generally, the rule of thumb is if you cast magic, you don't get up in the front because, say, if I were to, and I gesture to Mavari, were to fight Mavari, and if I were to get in really close, I'm not entirely certain if there's anything she could do.
But
Mavari?
the counterpoint is if you're far away, she will destroy you.
Exactly. And if she does manage to keep herself at a distance, there's nothing that I could do.
So how would you get up close to her?
I would run at her. And I stop and I sort of start looking at him. And I'm like, insight check.
Okay, roll an insight check.
Okay. Alright, cool.
Feed him false information.
19.
You know exactly what he's doing.
Okay, look. Okay, look. Boren, we talked about this.
He just smiles at you. Yeah.
Boren, you can't... That was completely out of everyone's control. If anything, the person who actually did it is gone. You cannot blame Mavari for that. I told you, she told you. She couldn't have done anything.
He just stares at you. You can see his chest kind of breathing deeply.
I know it's hard to accept, hon. And trust me, even if you could get in close to Mavari, she'd take your head off.
You don't know that.
If we're outside and it's like evening time, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mavari's out there watching y'all sparring, and as you guys are talking about killing her, Mavari's gonna cast Spirit Guardians, and that shadowy smoke monster will come out of her shadow and like swarm around her body.
I look over.
He looks at her.
She's just reading a book.
He
And I
That's
just gesture.
he looks at you, Lorel.
She's scary.
She's a demon. Look at her. She deserves to die. She's a liar. She could have helped my mother, and she didn't. She's evil. Why can't you see it?
She's not evil.
He like looks over
She
at her
is-
and he just points.
Okay, that looks very evil. And if this was
No,
me,
that's just her personality showing.
well, still be rude. if this was me a couple months ago, I would have agreed with you. But I've learned that you can't judge a book by its cover. She saved my life so many times, you have no idea.
Exactly.
She's a very good friend of mine.
She could have saved
Now-
my mother's, but she chose not
She
to because she
couldn't.
didn't like her. For whatever reason.
Boren. She couldn't have.
She could have.
No, she couldn't have.
She doesn't like us because we're human. You're only half human, so she likes you halfway.
Boren, you're coping.
I don't know what that means.
But to be fair, you're misunderstanding. Every time she sees a demon, she wants to chop it into bits so she can get a hold of its body parts.
At the end
If
there,
she was on the side of the demons.
she could have easily
But
hit
that's-
that demon. She didn't even attack it. She just stood there at the back of the wagon next to my dead mother.
Hey. You just learned her name not but a couple of minutes ago.
I'm using it.
You don't know Mavari. And I would encourage you to get to know her.
He breathes deep through his nose a lot, kind of rapid breathing. And he just stops and he just kind of... Okay.
Okay.
Jeff, if she's anything like my brother, she'd just, blast you out of existence if she actually wanted to.
Could we hire your brother?
I mean,
No, he's in another world. I wonder how they are doing, though.
yeah, I wonder how mine are doing too. What's left of them anyway.
Do you have siblings?
I just...
So, Carl,
Me?
Yeah.
Well, not officially, no. I mean, I have people who are like siblings to me.
clergy?
Some were, yes, some were in the clergy. Most were in the same order as I was.
So more like brothers and sisters in arms than blood.
Yeah, most definitely. More like, I didn't have any actual blood relatives. It was just little old me.
Jeff,
But-
I know how that feels to have brothers in arms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're my brother in arms, are you not?
I think so, but I was talking more about people from our home worlds. I wonder how my
Yeah.
platoon is doing.
Yeah, I wonder how much.
I wonder what happened after I left. Everything's just dawning on him. Holy shit, he's been gone for a long time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, you have no idea how long you've been gone.
Oh,
I
no.
don't.
You gonna be okay, Blautz?
I wonder who's they got to replace me as a troop.
Well, maybe if we can find a way back. I'm not like I want to go back.
I don't think that they would just let me go back to being a captain, so no, probably not.
Probably. I definitely know. I can't go back at all. I am dead to those people. I'm not talking about, like, I mean physically. And I show him, like, the scar around my neck.
Wait, you're a ghost?
No, I'm not a... You weren't born. I'm not a ghost. I don't. I just sort of stop. I'm not a ghost. I'm flesh and I'm blood and I bleed. I am not undead. I don't think.
No, I would have picked you up a long time ago if you were dead, but...
Yes, no. What am I? I think I'm okay.
Confused.
Yes, very confused. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Boring, and I point my finger at him.
He started walking away.
There's no way this is what Rainer went through.
I mean, do you want to do a history check?
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Do you remember who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Todd? Okay, alright. I just want to double check.
He lost his horse because of you.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, it was his dog. Wait.
No, he didn't lose. No, he didn't lose smoke.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't lose anything. He didn't lose smoke.
Now imagine if you lost midnight because of this kid.
Damn it, it's 7.
Ah, kids.
If I lost midnight because of this kid, it's like,
I'd kill him.
I
ooh,
wonder...
there's a limit. There's a limit to my patience. And the werewolf's not
there
helping.
better be.
Huh?
I wonder if this is what happens if everybody has parents that love them.
You'll never know.
Blah.
Sorry. Kidding.
Damn, man, that's so fucking
That's
fucked.
harsh.
Wait, what?
Blautz, are you okay?
What?
Are you alright?
What do you mean?
I won't. I pat him on the shoulder. It's gonna be alright, buddy. Let's go. Or no,
I mean-
let's sleep. It's evening. This kid's got me all turned around.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
like picking up strays.
Don't be mean. I miss Seltra. I want Seltra back.
Mafari's
Man.
gonna walk past Lorel and be like, we should have just let him die in the fucking cart.
That would not have helped your case, to be fair.
That's like I just do that thing where like, you know, you just kinda like almost do like the little strangling motion with your hands behind Mavari.
I could have pulled Tyr out, but here I am being nice and saving the child.
Yes, no, and that was a good thing that you did.
Are
You
you,
did a
sure
very-
he wants to kill me?
He doesn't
Some-
he doesn't want to kill you. He's going through a thing.
Well,
right
at
now.
least you put at least one spirit to rest when you saved the child instead. Could you imagine being haunted by the anchor killer ghost? That would be bad.
No!
Yeah, let that maul
There is no-
around.
There are no ghosts. There
You
just
are
born-
very wrong. Ghosts are very much real. Have you not
Well, yeah,
seen
I know
them?
that ghosts are real. But I don't know who you're calling a ghost. You're calling Bourne a ghost or me?
No,
a
I'm
ghost?
saying that if she didn't save the child, the mother would have come back to haunt us, and that would have been infinitely worse.
We don't know that.
Blink. She was a very angry woman. She would
was-
have come back to haunt us.
We can't know that. Look, the point is that Boren is here whether, like, you guys like it or not.
Wait, who's disagreeing that we dislike it?
All I'm saying is if he does make an attempt on my life,
He won't.
I won't hesitate.
I know you. I know you won't.
Yeah, we all
But
know that.
I know you won't, but he won't. I know you won't, but he won't.
Okay.
I'll make sure that he doesn't.
If he does, it's very deserved, so.
See, Blautz understands.
Mavari,
He might
won't.
not even be a real child anymore. He might have been replaced by a fairy.
Blautz, are you alright? I feel like the Fey Wild might have done something to you.
It did many things to me. I was almost eaten like 4 times.
I'm so
How
sorry.
long were you there?
There's no chance in hell of knowing.
Looks at Geniel. The times there doesn't make any sense.
Geniel just shrugs at you.
I went in during a patrol with my platoon, and then I never got out.
My next question was gonna be how you got there, but you've answered that already.
I was patrolling the outskirts of the city, and then I just walked into a forest, and then I wasn't in the city anymore. It was just forest. Everywhere. Forever.
Was it like a trap or something?
No. I crossed dimensions through a gate, apparently, is what some fairies told me.
Like on
And then they
purpose or
tried
on
to eat
accident?
me.
Oh, that's awful.
I was almost eaten a lot. It's actually where I got the sword. He holds up his flame tongue. I got it from some weird spider people.
Spider people? Like Arachne or different?
Different. They were male, and they were much creepier.
Mm.
Eater cap, I think that's what they're called.
I'm not entirely sure if I've ever encountered anything like that before.
I have.
But-
You
But
have?
Jazz, that's where I got the
I have
sword.
not.
Oh.
Fey Wild's fucked up. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. It would mess with your mind.
Not to be rude, but is that what's wrong with you?
I don't know. You would have to ask my family if I'm different than I was.
Maybe we'll get to meet them one day.
Oh, hopefully not. My mother's horrible.
Oh. Okay. You know,
My-
I feel
my
I'm getting
grandfather's
really
great.
tired. I think I just want to go. I think I just want to go to sleep.
Maybe my grandfather, but my mother would probably say that you're just wasting your time with me.
So sorry.
For what?
Lorel's getting the feeling that Blautz is like just not okay. He just
Has he ever been?
I don't know, puts on an air of like, at least trying to hide it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Oh shit, what phase is the moon?
I don't know. You're already in the raw security.
Oh, I didn't know we went to Rosum security. Okay, cool.
Oh,
I assume that's where we were doing all
Yeah,
of
I'm
this.
sorry.
That's where I assumed we were too.
Oh, okay.
No, y'all
cool.
can
No,
camp.
I
do you want to camp at?
had no idea.
Mm-mm.
No, if
No.
if we are in rod of some security, then yeah, no, then Lorel's definitely gonna go to bed. That 3,000 thread count. Shit. Thread count just goes up the more stressed she is.
I mean, wouldn't that be the nice way to do it?
Her blood pressure is rising from all the red meat. And Boren's existence.
Yeah, that's fair.
Things will be fine. Things will be fine. Keeps telling herself.
Yeah, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Tyr, what are you doing while all
Sure.
this is going on?
I'm writing the great, noble, and tear-jerking adventures of a certain party, as I do as a sage in Chronicle, and learning my spells.
Fair enough.
Reading a few books from time to
This
time.
might be a good story someday. All right. So everybody beds down, unless there's something you want to do. Everybody heads to bed, goes to sleep. However, side note, real quick. As everybody's going to sleep, I just want to kind of glaze over everybody. Tyr stays awake, reads under candlelight. There might even be better lighting in here, but that's just his thing.
Magical light.
Yeah. He likes the magical lights and looking at his book. Blautz lays down, probably spooning with Geniel, because he's a bit strange. He goes to sleep.
No, he'd be laying on top of Geniel.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's creepier.
Just like a... You know how you cuddle with a dog where you just kind of plop on top of them?
Yeah.
Like a pillow?
Like puppers.
That's kind of how it works.
Oh, that's adorable. Lorel, does she hold the symbol of Torm when she curls up and goes to sleep?
That's what she needs. She needs it the most right now. Yeah.
All right. So Lorel curled up, probably just snoring and just sleeping really good.
She's also kind of thinking about Seltra.
Yeah. Mavari, laying down. I kind of like imagine Mavari when she goes to sleep is like a board, just like stiff, maybe arms across her chest like a vampire, just like laying there like, okay, I'm going to sleep now.
No, but sure.
How does Mavari sleep in your head? Like, is she a normal person or is she weird?
I feel like she can't sleep on her back because of her horns. She has to like position the pillows a specific way.
That's rough. That sucks.
So she probably sleeps more on like her side, especially where the broken one is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I think I know why I got broke.
All right, so let's like look at Mavari for a second. Sleeping on her side, not in a creepy way, but sleeping on her side, like the horn kind of like a little bit into the pillow, and she's starting to go to sleep, and she's got like the steady breathing going on, and then her breathing picks up a little bit and starts to get a little bit rapid, and her eyes start to flutter and twitch, and you can see her kind of pupils under her eyelids looking around like she's having some kind of nightmare that we're going to go into next week. Your AC is 19.
It's no, it's magical. Oh wait, no, I'm not. No, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
All right, you're magically 19. Does that make you feel better?
No, it's yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.